Good afternoon, I'm Jeff. I'm a sewer tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 27399 Southwest Copper Creek Loop here in Wilsonville. We're located at the front of the home. We're just beyond the concrete porch. We have a 4-inch ABS cleanout as our point of access. We're just at the base of the cleanout where it ties into the main line. We have water running. We're going to check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Here we go. So we just went past the transition there to schedule 3034 PVC pipe. The joint there has become pretty significantly offset by about an inch, inch and a half. Pretty good lip there, as well as it's creating some standing water. So it's a spot where debris can collect and possibly cause a blockage. We're going to look at that on the way out, but we're going to continue on here. And here at 29 feet, we have reached the main lateral. We'll do locates to verify we're on the street, and then we'll let the line drain out here for a couple minutes before pulling back. Alright, the line is all drained out, and I did locate the camera head successfully at the main lateral on Copper Creek Loop. Hey, we're back at the offset joint here. As we're back here looking into that, it looks like the joint here is offset by close to 2 inches. There's about half the diameter of that PVC pipe up ahead there is exposed. So anyway, this could be open to the ground here, letting water escape. It's a spot where debris can very easily hang up and cause a blockage. So I am going to recommend a repair here to correct this joint. I'm going to locate it here. I will mark it with a white X here in the front of the property. I'll mention the depth and location here in a moment. Yeah, I'm trying to locate the camera head here at the offset joint. I'm picking up a signal, but I'm only getting it just a couple feet out, 2 or 3 feet out from the cleanout, even though we're 9, 10, 12 feet out. And I'm getting it at an extreme depth of around between 9.5 and 11 feet deep. So I don't know if there's underground power that's throwing off the locate signal, or if it actually is that deep, but may need to call for locates on this one to get an accurate paint marking. Alright, so I located the camera head here at the 0 point to try and figure out why it looks like the length on this thing is off. Where this cleanout actually ties into the main line, the cleanout backtracks about 4.5, almost 5 feet back underneath the concrete patio, almost to the foundation wall of the house before tying in. So it's actually going backwards 5 feet. So currently, right now, we're almost to the foundation wall of the house, and then it has to come forward from there. So we were kind of referencing as the cleanout being the 0 point, moving forward from there. That's why at 9-10 feet, we're only a couple feet out from the cleanout. That would make more sense if you're out here looking at the cleanout, and I can kind of explain that with the camera here in a moment. So anyway, where I'm picking up the signal does make more sense at this point. I'm still going to recommend calling for locates just due to the extreme depth I'm getting here right here in the front yard. The way that the camera is situated in here is really funky. It's never sitting flat like you want it. So anyway, I recommend doing that before doing any repair, but I definitely recommend correcting that offset joint, which I will try and locate here one more time. But again, my marking is to be considered rough until a second set of locates are done. Alright, I had to push out here. I can't really even get even somewhat of an accurate locate until I get a little bit past that transition point, about 2 feet or so, 2.5 feet. So I put a Widex here at about 11 feet out, just a few feet past the transition point. And I'm getting a depth here of around 10 feet. Again, I'm recommending calling for locates just because of how tricky this is being. I'm just not super confident in the accuracy of my locates until they're double checked. It's just a very tricky spot to locate accurately. So I recommend correcting this joint here and a rescope to ensure that it was repaired correctly. I'm going to go ahead and reel the camera out. Apart from that spot, the rest of the line is in good shape. And I'm going to try and reverse direction here in just a second and go back under the porch. First, I'm going to go under here until we get back into the crawl space and check everything under the concrete patio. And by this time, we are now in the crawl space. So anyway, all the pipe underneath the patio here is also in good shape, functioning properly. Apart from the joint, the offset joint there at about 8 feet out, everything else is looking good. It very well could be down around those depths. It does a pretty hard dive there at the beginning of the line. It just seems awfully deep for just not terribly out, only maybe 4 or 5 feet out from the patio here. Here's our clean out in the front of the house. And right up here, this is that marking here that again is about 2 feet or so in front of the transition point. But it's right in this area here, it looks like. That's at least where I'm getting all the locates at.